Have you ever noticed that the most powerful person in the room is rarely the loudest? In fact, they are usually the quietest. Welcome to the Cortisol Trap. Today, I am going to show you exactly how to weaponize silence and ambiguity to gain complete psychological control over any interaction. By the end of this video, you will understand how to trigger a biological chain reaction in someone else's brain that forces them to submit to your reality, over-explain themselves, and desperately seek your validation. But I must warn you right now, what we are about to discuss is highly effective and deeply rooted in primal human biology. Once you learn how to flip this psychological switch in other people, you cannot unlearn it. The way you view every conversation, every text message, and every negotiation is about to change forever. Think about the last time you sent a highly important text message to someone. Maybe it was a person you were romantically interested in, or perhaps a superior at work. You sent the message, you saw that they read it, and then nothing. Minutes turned into hours. What happened inside your body during that waiting period? Your chest probably got tight. Your mind started racing. You likely opened the chat over and over again, rereading your own message 10 times, wondering if you said something wrong, if you came across as needy, or if they were angry with you. That uncomfortable burning feeling in your chest, that is cortisol flooding your system. Cortisol is the body's primary stress hormone. Evolutionarily, it was designed to keep us alive in life or death situations, triggering the fight-or-flight response when a predator was nearby. But in modern social dynamics, we do not have predators chasing us in the jungle. Instead, our modern predators are social rejection, uncertainty, and the unknown. When you withhold an immediate response from someone, or when you give them silence instead of the certainty they are looking for, their primitive brain perceives this ambiguity as a literal threat to their social survival. We are socially conditioned to expect immediate feedback. A question demands an answer. A statement demands a reaction. When you break that expected social contract by offering nothing but silence, you create a massive psychological void. And human beings are terrified of the void. Their brain immediately goes into overdrive, trying to fill that silence. Because they do not know what you are thinking, their anxiety spikes, their cortisol levels rise, and they automatically assume the worst. This is the foundation of the cortisol trap. You are not actively doing anything to them. You are simply stepping back and letting their own biology do the heavy lifting for you. Later in this video, I am going to reveal the exact type of vague response that will make anyone question their entire interaction with you. But first, we need to understand why people fall into this trap so easily. It all comes down to the concept of the power frame. In any interaction between two human beings, there is a dominant frame and a submissive frame. The person who reacts more, who speaks more, and who explains themselves more is always in the submissive frame. The person who is most comfortable with silence holds the power. When someone speaks to you and you simply look at them for a second or two longer than is socially comfortable before replying, you are communicating subliminally that you are not easily moved by their words. You are unbothered. This subtle delay signals high status. Subconscious cues like this are picked up by the other person's brain instantly. They realize, without even knowing why, that you are the one in control.
This leads us to the first practical application of weaponized silence, the tactical pause. When someone asks you a question, especially one designed to test your boundaries or put you on the spot, the worst thing you can do is answer immediately. Rushing to answer shows that their question has triggered anxiety in you, and you are rushing to relieve that anxiety by providing information. Instead, when asked a challenging question, hold their eye contact. Count to 3 in your head. Do not change your facial expression. Just observe them. During those 3 seconds, their cortisol will begin to spike. They will start to wonder if they crossed a line. They will feel the pressure of the silence. Often, they will actually break the silence themselves by rambling, backtracking, or answering their own question just to relieve the tension you have created. By doing absolutely nothing, you have forced them to negotiate against themselves. If you are finding this breakdown of human psychology and power dynamics valuable, take a second right now to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We dive deep into the unspoken rules of strategy, dark psychology, and social leverage every single week, and you definitely do not want to miss the advanced techniques we have coming up. Joining this community is the first step to ensuring you are never the one being manipulated. Now, let us move from silence into the second phase of the cortisol trap, strategic ambiguity. Silence is powerful, but you cannot be completely silent forever. Eventually, you have to communicate. But how you communicate determines who holds the power. This is where strategic ambiguity comes in. Ambiguity is the cousin of silence. When you are ambiguous, you give an answer, but you do not give certainty. You provide words, but you withhold closure. Imagine someone sends you a long, emotional text message explaining their point of view, trying to draw you into a drama or an argument. They are expecting you to match their emotional investment. They want a long paragraph back. If you reply with a long paragraph, you have fallen into their frame. You have proven that they have the power to affect your emotional state. Instead, you use ambiguity. You wait a few hours, letting their anticipation build, and then you reply with something incredibly brief and vague. You reply with "noted," or "interesting perspective," or simply "understood." Think about the psychological impact of that. They have poured their energy into a massive emotional text, and you have responded with a single emotionless word. You have given them no clues about how you actually feel. Are you mad? Are you amused? Are you ignoring them? They do not know. And because they do not know, their brain perceives a threat. The cortisol floods in again. They are now trapped in a cycle of chemical anxiety, and their only way out is to seek your validation. They will inevitably double text. They will ask, "What do you mean by that? Are we okay? Did I say something wrong?" Notice what has happened here. They have shifted from trying to control you with their emotional outburst to begging you for clarity and reassurance. You have completely flipped the power dynamic, all by using fewer words and keeping your intentions hidden.
But what happens when someone tries to use this exact same tactic on you? How do you defend against the cortisol trap when you are the one facing the silence? This is crucial because once you start operating at this level of social awareness, you will recognize when others are playing the game. If someone uses silence or ambiguity on you, your biological response will be the same. Your brain will want to panic. Your fingers will itch to send that second text message. You will feel the urge to over-explain yourself to fill the awkward silence in the room. You must recognize this feeling as a chemical illusion. It is just cortisol. When you feel that tightness in your chest, you must practice emotional regulation. You must match their silence with your own. If they give you a vague answer, do not dig for more information. Simply accept it, nod, and withdraw your attention. When they realize that their silence does not affect you, their tactic fails. They will eventually realize that you are completely immune to their psychological pressure, which will instantly elevate their respect for you. Let us dive deeper into why the need for validation is so deeply wired into us, and how you can continuously leverage this in everyday scenarios. From the time we are children, we are taught to seek approval. We seek it from our parents, our teachers, and our peers. We are addicted to the feeling of being understood and accepted.
When you become a person who does not freely hand out validation, you become an incredibly valuable commodity. People value what is scarce. If you are always agreeing, always smiling, and always available, your validation is cheap. It means nothing. But if you are comfortable in silence, if you are selective with your praise, and if your default state is a calm, unreadable ambiguity, then earning your approval becomes a challenge, and human beings are obsessed with winning challenges. In a workplace setting, this translates directly to authority. Imagine a meeting where everyone is throwing out ideas, trying desperately to sound smart, talking over one another. The cortisol trap in this scenario involves sitting back and simply listening. Your posture should be relaxed, your face neutral. When someone presents an idea and looks to you for approval, do not immediately nod or say good job. Maintain eye contact and stay silent for just a moment. Let them feel the weight of your evaluation. When you finally do speak, speak slowly and use fewer words than necessary. By doing this, you position yourself as the judge. The person who speaks the least and listens the most is always perceived as the senior authority in the room, regardless of actual job titles. The rest of the room will unconsciously start directing their points to you, seeking your elusive nod of approval to calm their own inner anxiety. In romantic dynamics, this principle is even more explosive. The beginning of attraction is entirely based on mystery and the unknown. When someone knows everything about you, when they know exactly how you will react, the mystery dies. By incorporating tactical silence, you keep the mystery alive indefinitely. If they ask you what you are doing this weekend, instead of giving them a minute-by-minute itinerary, you simply smile and say, "I have a few interesting things planned." You leave it at that. You let their imagination do the work. The human imagination will always invent a scenario far more compelling than reality. They will wonder who you are seeing, what you are doing, and why you are not prioritizing them. This mild, controlled spike in their cortisol is quickly followed by dopamine when you eventually do give them your attention. This creates a powerful, addictive push and pull dynamic that keeps them completely invested in you.
The true mastery of the cortisol trap is realizing that it is not about being cruel or ignoring people. It is about emotional discipline. Most people talk because they are nervous. They talk to soothe their own anxiety. They over-explain because they do not believe their simple truth is enough. When you weaponize silence, you are simply refusing to participate in their nervous energy. You are remaining grounded like a mountain while they blow around you like the wind. You become a mirror, reflecting their own insecurities back onto them, because there is nothing more terrifying to an insecure person than a silent room where they are forced to listen to their own thoughts. As you start to apply these techniques, you will notice a profound shift in how the world treats you. People who used to disrespect your time will suddenly become incredibly attentive. People who used to try and dominate conversations will suddenly wait for you to finish speaking. You will no longer feel the exhausting need to prove yourself to anyone, because you will understand that the ultimate proof of power is not needing to prove it at all. You will hold the psychological high ground, calmly observing the game while everyone else is frantically trying to play it. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden realities of human psychology, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Leave a comment down below with the word silence so I know you made it to the end of the video and you are part of the top 1% who actually take this knowledge seriously. Do not forget to check the link in the description for more advanced strategies on mastering your mind and dominating your reality. Until next time, stay quiet, stay observant, and always keep the power in your hands.